I'm Biscuit Madiba and welcome to my own channel. Welcome to my channel. So in today's video I'll be sharing you my flawless foundation routine, and this is how it actually looks. So if you're interested, please stay tuned. I got a few steps and I actually explain why I'm actually doing that. I don't know if I go into detail. I think I do go into detail. I believe that I go into detail, but if you are interested, please stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Please subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up, share this video, and yeah, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at BooskieMadimer. And that's about it. Let's get to this video. First things first is that I have oily skin. I've always had oily skin, and oily skin has been a problem for me. I don't like my skin being oily. So most of the products that I use are, most of the skincare products that I use are shine control or oil control, and most of the makeup products that I use are mattifying. Well, most of them. Let me say most of them, because I know I have, like, I think just from the primer that's not really mattifying, but I believe that the rest of them are mattifying, of course. So the last video I did about my foundation routine was how I keep my makeup together in this heat, which was literally like around summertime, of course. And from what I did then to what I'm doing now, it's kind of similar, but with a bit of, like, what I'm doing now, it's better. Let me say that. What I'm doing now, it's better. And all the products that I'm using today are not new to my channel. All the products that I've been using here, all the products that I'm actually using here are all the products that I've been using with all of my makeup videos. So yeah, the only thing that has changed right now is just the technique. Some products I'm using them twice, some products I'm using them less, some products I'm using them more. But with this whole video, I feel like now I just want to look more natural. Yeah, right now I think, until I've always wanted to look more natural. But I think now the technique that I'm using now is, it makes my face look more natural. I've used it before. I think I've only used it once or twice. I'll just put up maybe a picture here to show you the last time I used it, and I really liked it, and I feel like that's my thing now, just natural. The natural the better. So, because I don't like wearing heavy makeup, so yeah, I'm mumbling a lot now. Let's just start. Yeah. So first things first is that I'll be using my moisturizer, which is the Garnier Skin Active Even and Matte Moisturizer, daily cream. One thing I've noticed is that not really one thing I've noticed, but especially the thing is, I ask a lot of people, what moisturizer are you using, especially if they're gonna be complaining about, especially who are oily skin. Okay, calm down. People who are oily skin, I always ask them, what moisturizer are you using, and a lot of them are like, I don't use moisturizer because my skin is oily already, so I feel like the oil on my skin is moisturizing my skin, which is not the case. You need to use moisturizer whether your skin is dry or not. If you like a matte finish, you still need to use, if you like a matte natural finish on your face, you still need to use moisturizer, and there are moisturizer for that. If you are oily and when you have oily skin, you shouldn't believe that the natural oil on your face will literally just moisturize your skin. You need to put on some moisture on your skin. So I'm using this. This is very, very affordable. I'm using this. This is very, very affordable. If I'm not using it, I'm using coconut oil. And most of the time when I use coconut oil is because of, I feel like the products that I use, like if I'm using a bar soap, my cleanser, right, my facial bar soap, if I use it, I know my skin tends to be a bit dry afterwards, so I would use the coconut oil. But if I'm just using my Hydrogena cleanser, then I just use this, so I'll be using this. So another thing that I use after my moisturizer is my sunscreen, which is SPF. A lot of people believe, which is SPF. A lot of people believe that you don't need to put like SPF if like you are outdoors, you know. If you're indoors, I mean, you don't need to put on. You can only put on SPF when you're out. The thing is, I honestly believe that the UV rays are just everywhere, and like I'm sitting next to my window, the sun is, you know, that UV light from the sun is literally on my face right now. Like if I'm using the phone, that UV light is on my face. If like I'm inside the house and the lights are on, the UV light is on my face, and this literally just protects your skin from getting skin cancer or whatever. So I feel like I think this is the most important when it comes to my skincare. This is actually the most important step for me. Very important. So the one that I use is mattifying as well, but you can use any one that you want, the one that you actually feel comfortable with. Like I said, most of my products that I use, most of my skincare products that I use are mattifying, but you can use any one that you want. It's really up to you. So now we're gonna go in with we're gonna go in with my primers. I use two different primers. So the first primer you've already seen on my channel is the Essence Prime Plus Studio Mattifying Plus Pore Minimizing Primer with Black Clay. I use this primer because it's mattifying. That's like, honestly, when I bought it, I just saw it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use this primer because it's mattifying, and I believe it because, you know, like when you know that a product is mattifying, you see these white things, like I don't know what they call them, you get like that white base. Let me just say, yeah, the white base. You actually get a white base. That's when you know, okay, that skin, not skincare, but that product is mattifying. So this one does the same thing. Another primer that I use is the LA Pro Girl Prep Primer. The reason why I just use this primer is because it makes my skin feel a bit smooth, especially when it comes to applying my foundation. So that's the reason why I also use them. I use this one. So I use these two at the same time, and I'll show you where I actually use them. This one I just use it by my T-zone area, and then this one I just use it by my cheeks, chin, you know, because honestly there's no movement here. There's literally, as I'm talking, there's no much movement here but except here, and I feel like this is my T-zone area. That's where I'm more oily, so yeah. The next step is me using a setting powder. Using a loose setting powder. The reason why I use this powder after my primer is because of it. The primer just, okay, this is for shine, right? So the primer just locks, like literally just absorbs the powder, and this just locks in the shine on my face. So this is why I use it. Alright, and I don't really like apply too much of it because I'm still gonna apply more powder after here, so I don't really apply too much of it. So what I do is that, as you can tell, right, that's too much, right? So I just do this, right, and then I go in my face, alright. And then I take more from here, and I do the same thing. Take more. Do the same thing for my entire face. Right? Trust me, this is not gonna make you like look cakey or anything, but for me it actually works. Even on my eyebrows, because even my eyebrows sometimes tend to like just be oily out of nowhere. Imagine my entire face is red and then my eyebrows are just shining. Ew. So that's what I do, and that's about it. So now I'm just gonna do my eyebrows off camera, and then I'll come back for the next step. My eyebrows look so perfect today. Like, I am shocked. I hope tomorrow or whenever I do my makeup again, I do them like this. Anyways, so the next step, honestly, you can skip it. You don't have to do it. It's not important. Well, it is important actually, but like, you don't have to do it. I do it because of I don't want to apply a lot of foundation, right? So the next step is that I take my Maybelline Fit Me pressed powder, right, in the shade of 350, because 350 is my skin shade. I think maybe I might be 352 now, because I'm actually getting darker. I don't know how, because I'm always in the house, but I'm getting darker. But I'm still going to be using this. So what I do is that I take this and I take a sponge, right, at the back of my sponge, this blending sponge, right, and I just apply it on my face. You know, I apply it on my face. This creates a bit of coverage, as you can see. Okay, it's actually covering a bit of my skin. That means I don't have to use a lot of foundation. So that's what I do. As you can see, I literally have a bit of coverage compared to how I was before compared to my bare skin. I have a bit of coverage. Actually, I can literally just go like this outside. You know, this is what I love about the powder, is that I could literally just do my eyebrows, apply powder, and then just leave. I don't need to apply foundation. And the reason why I feel like that, I'm not saying, for me, the reason why I don't even use full coverage foundations is because I'm not really insecure about my spots, my blemishes and whatever. I really don't care about my blemishes, so the lighter the better. So as you know, the OG, this is the foundation that I use on my skin, right? So I use this foundation, which is the Maybelline Fit Me foundation in the shade 350, which is caramel. So when applying this, I apply this with the brush, so I don't have to apply too much of it. So when blending my foundation, I use these tools. You can use either. This is a brush and this is a sponge. So a lot of people use these sponges to blend. I just feel like that just takes a bit of time for me, because I have to make sure that everything is fine. So I just use everything is blended actually. So I use a sponge, and I use a brush, and then I use a sponge. So if you're going to be using a sponge, make sure that your sponge is a bit damp, because of when it's damp, you don't actually lift up foundation or any product. You don't lift up product from your sponge from your skin to the sponge. So make sure that it's a bit damp, so you can blend even simplest man when you're blending, okay? Next up is obviously highlighting beneath my eyes, and I use the LA Girl Pro Concealer. I need to stop saying LA Pro Girl, like the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and in the shade of Cool 10. I don't really use the applicator, as you know that it has an applicator, but I don't use the applicator because I feel like when I use the applicator I tend to put on more product. So usually I just use my concealer brush. I use that brush because I have more control on how much product that I put on my face. When I'm blending beneath my eyes, right, I blend here by the edges first, so it could, like, I feel like when you start blending here, instead of just blending there and just taking it there, because I don't want the concealer to be everywhere. Where I place it is where I want the concealer to be. So where I applied the concealer is where I want the concealer to be. So I blend here by the edges first before, you know, blending there underneath my eyes. I blend by the edges. Reason being is because when I blend here, I don't want to take the concealer somewhere else. Right, I want it to stay where it is. So most of the time, I feel like it's not really a big mistake, but a lot of people just start blending here, and then they just move the concealer to, you know, wherever they want to move it. But I don't want to move my concealer. That's the thing. So I just blend. So my next step is obviously to set my highlight, to set my concealer actually, and I'm using the Yardley loose powder again, right? I do this, of course, and then I'm just gonna try to apply. And when I apply, okay, I think this is too much actually. Wait, let me just do this. Yeah, so when I apply this, I'm not trying to bake. I don't want to bake. I'm not, like, honestly, I'm not trying to bake, just to begin. One thing I've realized that makes me look a bit edgy is how much loose powder I put on my face. Loose powder can make you ashy, so the less the better. So the next step is contouring, and I use the Maybelline Fit Me press powder in the shade of 370, which is espresso, and I have a heavy hand when it comes to contouring. I used to be like, I want people to see my contour and whatever, and I realized that it's not really like important. Well, it is important because right now my face looks a bit flat, and you will see when I start contouring how my face looks like and I start to like just chop up some things and give it a bit of structure. But I use this as contouring, but I'm gonna be using less now. Now I'm using lesser than how I used to use it. Alright, so you see, just a beaky, man, beaky, and then I'm just gonna like and you can see, right? Like, look at, let me just do this. You can see a bit, I have like, you know, it kind of lifted my cheeks up compared to the side. You see, that's the power of contouring. I'm gonna go in with my Maybelline Fit Me powder. Actually, I'm gonna go in with my Maybelline Fit Me powder, which is in the shade of 350. Again, lightly as well, just to blend everything together now. Is blush, so definitely you have to have blush on with it. It's light, whether it's pink, red, orange. There's different types of blushes, or you use bronzer, that's also okay, but use something, because after here you just obviously you put so much structure and depth to your face. Now you just want to warm up your face. I go to my what's this, to my eyeshadow palette, and I always go to these two, right? These two, but today I'm just gonna use this one because this one is more like a bit in your face. This one is a bit calm, so I'm gonna go into that one, and then just, I'm actually using the wrong brush, but no, let me use the right brush. Yeah, this is the brush. I'm gonna go there. A friend of mine who watches my videos asked me why I apply blush on my nose, and I don't think I've explained that before, but it just also warms up my nose because already my nose is structured, so it just warms up my nose, and also it just makes me look cute, you know. So yeah, I just apply a bit of blush. I don't think that was enough. I think I go crazy on my nose when it comes to blush. I go crazy because I want to look cute. Yeah, and that's about it. Yeah, it looks so cute. I love blush on the nose. I really love blush on the nose. And then I'm gonna go into my highlight palette. Right, so the highlight that I'm going to be using, I'm going to be using this one. This one is not really much. It doesn't even show that much on your skin, which I love, because I'm over the whole era of like literally highlight popping, you know, like I'm over it. So guys, this is the final product. I went on to put on lip gloss, like Kuspuski without lip gloss. So yeah, this is how I look. This is how I'll be looking. Like, I really enjoy this, even though it takes close to about like 30 minutes for the entire face. For me to do my foundation, it takes close to about 30 minutes, but I really enjoy it. I really enjoy how I really love how I look. Actually, I look pretty. Kipila.
I like it.
Like Kipila. So yeah, I really hope you just I don't know. I really hope like this video was helpful to you. I don't know, but yeah, this is how I'll be doing my makeup now. Yeah, this is how I'm gonna be doing my makeup. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to also share this video, and I'll see you on my next video.